welcome to another episode of Sheen Exclusive, where I got the one and only LaShawn Davis. How you doing, girlfriend?
I am amazing. How are you?
I am good. Listen, as your host Elizabeth will say, we laugh so hard because we talk about my friend who talked about herself in person.
Uh,
You saw how I just did that? The host Elizabeth will say,
I'm happy to tell you what LaShawn's going to say today.
tell me what LaShawn gonna say. Listen, LaShawn, you are one of a person of interest to me. When I started researching you, I was like, wow, because you are the founder and CEO of the HR Plug. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Talk to us about that. Why is that so important? Because it is.
Yes, I was the plug growing up, and all of my friends and family would know who to call if they have a workplace issue or if something was wrong. And so I just took it and ran with it and created this business as a means to be the plug for my people, for, people who look like me, and for them to avoid the things that I had to encounter going through corporate America. So I like to pride myself with being the plug for employees and leaders and organizations who want to do the right thing.
I love it because you are such a plug for real. Because, you talk about the discrepancy of our pay among us brown people, the pay and our position. Can you talk about that and why that is?
Yes, I mean, there's so many reasons why, but I think the most common, probably shocking reason why there's such a pay disparity is because brown people, Black people, we don't ask. We are just grateful for the offer sometimes. It's the most money we've ever seen in our lives sometimes. And we think, wow, this is more than I make now, so I'm just going to accept it. Where, other cultures have become accustomed to knowing the companies will generally never give you the best offer first. Unless it's something that has been discussed beforehand, and so many rules and access and knowledge that are just not privy to individuals who are just now we're just now having barely a seat at the table. We're just now having a voice in the workplace. So there's so many things we're behind on. And so I try to help people understand the importance of knowing how to ask for what you're worthy of being compensated, among other things too. But that's one of the ways we can narrow the scope, is just educating, others on how to negotiate, how to ask, how to research to know what you should be asking for, and then influencing others that have more privilege than others on how to be allies and support those who don't have a voice.
That is very, very important because we don't like to ask. We're just grateful, like you said, to get the position.
Yeah.
Like, girl, I got the job.
Like, and it's the most money I ever made,
And we're not gonna rock the boat. We're not, we don't
I'm not gonna mess this up.
So tell us, can you tell all the Sheeners who are listening, like, what is a way to comfortably approach that? Because that is hard. That is like one of the hardest things, LaShawn.
Absolutely. Well, first, a few things. Always look at the job description with the job you're applying for, and look at the years of experience they're asking for, because that will sometimes give you an indication of where the salary range is. So if you're expecting to make six figures, for example, and you want to make over $100,000 a year, but that experience is asking for 3 to 5 years, that position's not probably going to pay that. If you're looking at a position that says over 10 years of experience, then you're looking at, within what you want to receive for compensation. So it's critical first to know what you want to make. And secondly, applying to the jobs that align with that level of salary.
Go ahead, tell them, because that's what you do. You are not only the plug, but you do the mind shift.
Yes.
And that is such an important thing in everything we do. The
Absolutely.
mind.
It's a mindset shift, because we go in, Elizabeth, with a mindset of y'all know I need this job, I want this promotion, when we need to be going in with the mindset of, this job needs me because I have so much to offer. And that's not how we go into it. And so if I can help you understand how to leverage those things that you're good at, the things that make you great, and then you can shine in your interview, they'll be trying to get you, but you have to first recognize and comprehend you're worth it.
Ooh, you worth it. I
Yes.
love it, because that is true. We do, and I'm gonna say this, I say we, because I know I have been guilty of it. Like, oh well, I'll just do it for, even though I made more before, but I just want to get in with this company, or I just want to do this. And I never say a word.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
I
then,
love it.
yes, let me tell you what we mess up and do, right?
Tell us,
I just
girl.
want to get my foot in the door, right? So I'm gonna get my foot in the door, and I'm gonna show them how hard I work, and I'm gonna show them my skill set and all of this, and they're gonna see it in me. And then when that position comes, or when it's time for me to promote and I go for that role, there's no other option, because they're gonna see how hard I worked. It never works out that way. That's like going to the grocery store and you get an extra bag of groceries and you go back and take it back to the grocery store and say, oh, by the way, y'all gave me this extra stuff by accident. People don't do that. They just accept it and see it as a blessing. These people are going to take how hard you work and how hard you pride yourself in working, going above and beyond, expecting to receive something in return as, that's just a blessing. She's just going to work hard because she's passionate about what she does, or she's committed to the company. And that's not the mindset that we should have, because other folks don't have that type of mindset.
Right.
I was talking to this one guy once, this older gentleman, and he was telling me how much he loves hiring Black women. And he's like a leader in an organization. And he was like, they are my absolute favorite people to hire. And I'm just like, what? Like, okay, I like come through. But that's not really what it was. So I was like, when I said why, he was like, well, because they are going to work the hardest and do beyond what I ask for. And other races, he says, if I hire a white man that can do the job, they're going to do the job, and they're just going to do the job. If I hire a white woman, they're going to do the job, and they're going to identify other things that need to be done, and then ask me, do I want them to do it? And then ask me, what are they going to get if they do this in addition to? But Black women, they will do the job. They will see other things that need to be done and just do that too, because they have that strong of a work ethic. And that ends up benefiting me in the end. So that's how they see us. We just don't see ourselves as that.
They see our worth.
Yes.
They see our worth. And now it's time for us to find our worth. But I think it's important where you said how we go in thinking those things, because we really do. But doesn't that mess us up, because they see us at this low salary point?
Yeah.
Right. And it's hard for them to see us at this other point because we set it so low.
Correct. Because internal promotions are the biggest way to get cheated out of a salary, because most companies have an internal policy that says you're never going to be able to promote and get more than 2%, 3%. But coming in the door, that's your avenue to jump up multiple $10,000s and $20,000 more than where you are. So when we go in and thinking I'm going to show them and then promote, you're never going to get caught up to where you're worth it, because you accepted or you settled for what you knew was not where you should have been in the first place.
Wow. Listen, we have to learn more, Ms. LaShawn. Yeah. How can we be connected with you?
Definitely want to connect with me on Instagram, especially if you're in more exempt level roles or you're a salaried person, because I give a lot of tips and I give a lot of tools. And if you're looking to transition careers, or if you're just starting out, or if you're looking at how can I get to that exempt level, you definitely want to connect with me on TikTok, because I typically talk to that audience about segueing and moving up and promoting up and how to do it and the best way to do it. And on social media platforms, I am at the HR Plug. And then I'm also on LinkedIn. If you're already where you want to be and you're leading other teams and you just want to know how can I support the next generation get there, or what can I do with my privilege to help the next generation, or to help the people that are in my workplace today, definitely connect with me on there, because I'm always giving you information, because I am the plug.
You are the plug. Listen, I was on there, and we I went through all your LinkedIn and all this, and your TikTok, like Girl, you got so many amazing videos on there, giving us great information and really, really teaching. Because what you just gave us in that last 5 minutes is something that can boost someone's lifestyle today.
Today. Go do this today.
Today. It's not I got to think about it. No, you better walk in there and ask them for what you were.
You better walk in it. Get in your niche and ride the wave, because trust me, they need you just as bad as you need them.
Can you repeat that for the people in the back, LaShawn?
They need you. Trust me when I tell you, they need you just as bad as you need them.
It's true. It is so true. And when you talk about, all this being the mindset shift, it is so important because when you do that, you shift yourself into a position much better off than where you were. Is that correct?
That is correct, because we trick ourselves into thinking we belong where we're comfortable. And if you're comfortable, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, that's not where you need to be professionally. And so that comfort level is what makes us say, yeah, I'll take that because I know I can do that. If you can do everything on that job description, you are overqualified and you should not be applying for that job. So that's what we have to elevate it. Yes.
You got so many good tips. What do you got going on? Don't you have something coming up?
Yes, I have, I have a conference coming up in Atlanta. It's an Unplug conference where, you can disconnect from work and plug into a community to get all the HR information that you need to understand how to operate in the future of work. How do we take care of employees? How do we value them? How do we make sure that they feel appreciated and respected? Because that's what's required now. And so I'm tooling and schooling business leaders and HR professionals. And it's a panel of women that we are leading the charge here to drive change in the workplace so that people can experience greater places of work and experience joy in what they do, because it's time. It's time to take care of this issue. So
how can we get those tickets? How can we?
Check us out. The website is unplugconference.com. If you go to unplugconference.com, it'll give you all the information about the event, the days, the pricing. We have student pricing. If you're new to HR or new to business, there's a special price for you because we want you to be able to come, because this event is definitely designed. If you thought you got some nuggets today, come to this conference and you're going to walk out a whole new person ready to conquer the world. So definitely get there, unplugconference.com. You do not want to miss this event.
Right. And where is it located?
It's going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, in the perimeter area.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to see if I can get there because I need some unplugged. I need to learn how to level up and know all these nuggets in the corporate world.
Yes.
Thank you so much, LaShawn, for coming on and giving us Sheeners what we need to hear about us being worthy.
Yes, because you are. And thank you for your time in this platform to help amplify this message, because there's not enough people telling us just how great we are.
Thank you so much. You're so welcome. And I'm sure we'll stay connected. Again, how can they follow you?
At the HR Plug on all social media platforms.
Awesome. Until next time, Sheeners, level up.
Level up.